my peoples, what's going on? We got another one. We got Ronan going against Wings Blade. Sounds familiar. But I think they both are newcomers. Both guys we don't know too much about, so expect the unexpected. Let's get straight to it.
I'm 6'3", 236.
236? Good grief.
Let's get it. I'm gonna beat him up. 6'1", Ronan, and it's gonna be a pretty good show.
Hey.
My weight is 240. All right. Let's get it.
Nothing else needs to be said.
Pac-Man Jones. Ronan, what's your fight name?
Oh, wow, they ain't cutting none of this out. Usually they'll do a good job cutting this stuff out.
Okay, Wins Blade, Ronan. Street Beefs. This one here should be good. First, shout out to our sponsor.
I think all heavyweight fights should be good.
Relax,
which, in all honesty, that does seem to be the case. More than likely, somebody is bound to get knocked out when it's heavyweight, so I can definitely understand it.
Subscribed, but you're not hitting the bell. Some of you are watching and ain't even subscribed. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of new content.
I need to hit the bell too.
We got 3 new channels. Check them out below.
I think I need to do that.
In this corner, we got Ronan. 0-0 in Satan's backyard.
Got the Delta Munchies background.
He's also 0-0. Be safe, fellas.
Wings Blade, a big dude.
Instructions and rules, y'all want to come to the middle and touch gloves.
He's a
if you don't,
big
you don't.
dude.
Good sportsmanship. Obey my commands at all times, everybody. And protect yourselves at all times, mouthpiece. Mouthpiece. Round 1, let's work.
Wings Blade coming forward. Got the whole aggression. I'm not gonna lie, no joke. Ronan kind of looked like Samoa Joe a little bit. Oh man, nice shot. Ronan probably slipped or looked like it. He caught Wings Blade with a nice straight. Oh, why you stop? Should have kept going. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You stopping it?
Are you? Yeah. I fight to take it over, man. We're gonna stop this.
You good?
Time back in.
Huh, that was strange. Thought his arm came out the socket. What Ronan need to do every time Wings Blade come at him like that, you need to throw off a 2. That'll kind of discourage him, or either that, make him mad and make him want to come at you. God dang, all the people in the rampage. Shit. That looks crazy. This is why I say, like, I think that they need to be outside the cage and perched up on something to where they can get all the angles and not have to worry about moving around as one cohesive unit inside the cage. Oh, wow. About to get knocked out the cage. Yeah, see? They still got some stuff they need to work on. At least so far as, like, letting people know, like, to hold the cage or whatnot. Because I get that it's supposed to be bigger and more reinforced. But that still don't mean that you don't need to hold the cage. Like, it still need to be contained. And then as for the camera crew, man, that's a lot of camera guys in the cage, though. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Fights can sometimes get wild, and if it get a little bit too wild, then like you bound to run into somebody. Nice shot by Ronan. Wings Blade kind of like he's smothering him. He's teeing off on him. Or he's teeing off on him as much as he can.
Stop. Leaning into one side, bro. He's like right there.
Yeah, Ronan need to kind of like use a little bit of footwork and head movement. Because Wings Blade don't seem like the kind of guy to let up. He seems like he's gonna keep trying to smother him.
Just bait him with that right, the jab, and let all your power come.
The cameraman corner? Oh my goodness, man. He must not have nobody in his corner.
Feed with that left.
Round 2. You know what we
I know that stuff can be rough, man. Sometimes you don't have a corner and you just gotta work with the people that's out there. So, I mean, it be like that sometimes. Wings Blade coming in, charging in forward. Ooh, nice shot by Ronan. Ronan, see, Ronan doing good, man. He's tagging him, but he need to follow it up. Because Wings Blade don't seem like he's gonna stop, like, coming at him. And what Wings Blade need to do, he need to throw more shots, because it's like he's just stalking him down and not really, like, throwing anything.
1-2.
That shit's look crazy, man. I don't understand that, man. It looks so weird, man. All those people in the cage and they all moving in one direction. Like, I understand Face being in there. Like, because he pretty much is the end all be all when it comes to like determining the outcome, almost in a sense. But those other guys, like in there, like they need to be perched up somewhere to where they can get the whole cage, and also they can kind of like change the angles as such, like how the UFC camera crew be. They be on the outside of the cage with the cameras over the cage. I feel like that's what Street Beats need to do to kind of improve the production a little bit. 'Cause they did do it already, but all this stuff with people moving out of the way and stuff like this, especially with the fight kind of like moving constantly, you want to make sure you kind of got people out of the way to where they don't cause a mishap. Like I can barely concentrate on the fight without worrying about all the guys in the cage. Nice body kick by Wingsblade. They don't seem like they trying to go to the ground either, so that's a good thing. I can see why this one is expected to be a banger, man, because these guys don't they not even worried about going to the ground right now. Big heavy guys throwing off heavy strikes. Wingsblade steady charging and coming, but he's not doing anything. Maybe the jitters or something. I like to see a little bit more of assertion from Wingsblade when he coming in. Like even if he don't land that, at least throw something out to kind of make him move into where he can set up something. Ronan, on the other hand, like I say, you need to catch him as he's coming in.
Mix it up. Use that leg kick to set that overhand right up. It's there all day. Calm down, too. Calm down.
Round 3, you know what we
I think it may be the jitters. Maybe the jitters or something. What's this, round 3?
It's going down. Make it work.
Nice lead kick attempt. Ronan steady coming in and charging in his face, and not Ronan, but Wingsblade. And I'm not gonna lie, Wingsblade, when he come in, he kind of got his chin up in the air. If Ronan could, like, I guess in a sense, throw that overhand like his corner was saying, he could probably catch him, because Wingsblade kind of like coming at him just hands down and just chin up a little bit. So Wingsblade, he needed like throw something as he's coming in, like he's steady walking at him. Throw something, you know, to make him kind of like think or second guess about it. Yeah, for real. It's not. Another reason why I say there's too many cameramen in the cage too, because then you sometimes like the views don't be the view don't be like where it needs to be. If they had the camera crew like perched up on something to where they can poke the camera over, then I think it'll make for a much better quality video. They're only doing a good job with the leg kicks, but it seemed like he's trying to throwing his back, turning his back. And that's not good, man, because the judge is gonna see that and gonna think that you're not really in there to win it or whatever the case. Ronan need to be might have had a groin strike. Yeah, he's still going. Seems like he all right. Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh wow. Wingsblade got off the last strike, but it looked like he threw his shoulder out.
Let's get it next time. I'm gonna show my strength next time. Kill it. Shout out Delaware 302. Man, I was nervous.
Yeah, we can see.
I'm gonna get better. Come back in here. You know, win the next fight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. That it's a few things, honestly. The fight itself, I'm gonna just talk about that. The fight itself, it seemed a little slow paced. Like both guys, I'm pretty sure was giving it their all, but as we find out, Ronan was nervous, so that's probably why he wasn't able to like throw off as much as he wanted to, or as he could. Had he did though, what I would advise him to like, you pretty much practice his combination. Just throw 1-2s and like practice the form of the 1-2s or whatever the case may be, because it seemed like he wasn't ready to deal with somebody that's constantly in his face or whatever. The 1-2 is a good tool to use to get people that's usually hyper aggressive to get them off you or whatever the case. Wings Blade, on the other hand, he was coming forward, but a lot of times he wasn't throwing much of anything. And like from seeing how his shoulder popped out the first time, and then it popped out at the last minute of the last round or whatever the case, I can kind of understand why. Because maybe his shoulder probably like prone to getting popped out or whatever the case. And if that is the case, he probably needs some kind of therapy on it, probably need to like stretch it more or whatever the case, do a little bit of warm-ups or whatever the case before doing a workout or anything for that matter. And it'll probably be less likely to like pop out. I'm not a clinician, I'm not a therapist or a masseuse or whatever. I don't know how that stuff works, but at least to my knowledge, I would think that stretching it beforehand, a warm-up or whatever the case, I feel like that would probably help it go further in the long run versus just, you know, being out here and just fighting with a, you know, a janky arm or whatever the case may be. So the next thing I want to talk about is the camera crew. And please don't scrutinize me or get on my case for it. It's just an observation, and I'm making the observation. I'm making the proposition to the observation that I'm seeing. I think that it would be best, like I remember how they used to have it before when they shot their lives or whatnot. They would have people on the outside of the cage, and they would be recording or filming the video from there. And like I said, I know it's for the live video, the live feed, which I'm not sure they even do anymore, but that's neither here nor there. But if they is still doing that, then I really think that they should put the camera crew, all those guys that they pretty much made the cameramen, they need to have those guys on the outside of the cage, so that way the fighters have more room to kind of like work with. Because I can tell you firsthand, like granted, when I fought Sir Spiffy in the yard, or when I fought Anomaly, or when I fought the other cat, I can't remember his name, I don't recall it being that many people in there, and I was still able to kind of like move around as much as I needed to, and still kind of like know my surroundings to where I didn't have to worry about bumping into anybody or whatever the case may be. With these guys, I'm not saying that they don't know that, but a lot of times, like, you kind of like, at least from a viewing standpoint, you kind of like get congested and like overwhelmed with the amount of people that's in the cage, to the point where it's like you got the cameraman's kind of like trying to run away from the guys that's coming their way, and oftentimes while they got the camera in their hand, they kind of like, you know, it's kind of like making the video kind of hard to see or whatever the case may be. And it's like, if you really want to like consider your production and really consider how it looks to the outside or how people are viewing it, I would think
Sex to country, he the meanest, try to add in the vibe, seen the angel and the demon, Gemini reciprocate, both sides good and evil. Top of the mountain where the grass ain't green, but niggas bubbling, bouncing off her else like Zappy should've seen them. Red interior look like human insides in the beamer. Hot box inside it, going scattered, I'm a beamer. VV's on my canines, I put nugget in the freezer. Rocket in my pocket, you can't just see them. Go by Stanley with no shipping with the steamer. If you panic, you know dead in the hood like the Reaper. Dodge your feds to the bread and the green made a Caesar. Put myself first so I can last the procedure. Try to cross me and go dead like Jesus. Had the boss, I'm tired of working for the people. Out this world but down to earth, same as a creature.
Make sure you watch out where you at, watch them, or whatever the case may be. And also another thing with that, maybe some of the camera
just to get a bitch ain't gotta be one. Man, up but daydreams for me, I put the dream up. Black Power Ranger, no Megazords if we team up. Oh, hold on, let me beam up. Yeah, from PPP to Master P. Got me told by drama, still I learned a masterpiece. Used to be a broken puzzle, now I am a masterpiece. I took L's but they was small, made them work like Allen Keys. Feel like it's my turn to Allen Ranches, had to tell them follow me. But around and found the sadness and I turned off my fatigue. Not from a cloth, it's a whole nother breed. Came from a substance, I accept my sleep. It's sex to country, he the meanest, tried to add in the vibe, seen the angel and the demon, Gemini reciprocate, both sides good and evil. Top of the mountain where the grass ain't green, but niggas bubbling, bouncing off her else like Zappy should've seen them. Red interior look like
to like
human
look more
insides in
inside
the
the
beamer.
lens of the camera.
Hot box
so
inside
that way
it,
they
going
can track the
scattered.
fight
I'm a
for
beamer.
better viewing,
VV's on my
for better
canines, ain't put a
viewing,
dog in the
versus
freezer.
trying to like track it with their own eyes and then trying to make sure what they're seeing is what they're seeing in the camera, because it don't work that way. But other than that, man, it was a good fight. I don't really have any much other complaints or whatnot. It's just that one little thing, and the fighters, they did their thing. They came out, put on a show, they did what they could. If anything, I would say to the fighters, man, get out to the gym, get out and start training, start sparring, start learning a little bit of striking combinations, a little whatnot, learn different strike patterns and stuff, and come back out and try it again, man, because your fight was good, man. It just shows the inexperience and the level of combat ability that each guys have, or whatever the case may be. But other than that, man, you guys did a good job. You guys are brave. You're warriors just for even stepping in the cage, but not many would. But other than that, man, just congrats to both guys. I don't know who won. It might have been a draw, because I don't want to see who won. I can't really say. But if it was a draw, or if it wasn't, good job. Congrats to both of you guys for doing your thing. And I hope to see you guys come out here before. But other than that, man, this been your boy Kid Savage, back at it again with another Street Beats commentary. Peace.
Like an Acorn. Been out the bottle with my day one. Ishing out a model on my Bay one. Brand no desperado when your face, hun. Switch the Maserati.